Well, welcome everyone. We have some really important and exciting news here for you today. And I brought on spiritual mystic Finbarr Ross, who is going to tell us about this trip that we have planned to Ireland. And this trip is going to be the most exciting because I'm going to be there teaching with Srikala Ram. It's like going to an astrology conference while you're touring the most beautiful green emerald island in the world and getting a dose of all the spiritual reference and vibrational frequencies of different cities there, what it's like, the history. We have the best tour guide that was born and raised in Ireland, and he is going to show us his most favorite sites and also give us all the history while Shri and I are going to be teaching very in-depth classes. Before we get going, I want to tell you guys that Shri and I are working on a new book together. And this is going to be the first place that we reveal all of our new research that we have come together with. Every day, we're going to be teaching an intensive class throughout the beautiful Emerald Isle of Ireland. So, with that, I would love to introduce here Finbarr Ross. He's going to tell you all about this magnificent trip so you can put it on your calendars and can't wait to go. It's going to be so fun and exciting. Thank you, Finbarr, for being here today. Tell us all about this magical trip.
Oh, thank you, Joni. This trip is just amazing. Ireland is an amazing country. It's the land of the Druids. It's the land of ancient scholars and saints and sages. You name it, it happens in Ireland. We have the great Celtic church that was there until the 12th century. We have everything. There is even there's a place even in Ireland called Cahir Isa, which means the chair of Jesus. It's about his visit to Ireland. And there is all sorts of wonderful things in Ireland. And of course, it's the home of the Druids. And originally, it is said that Ireland was an outpost of Atlantis, and Irish mythology talked to you all about over the years how these waves of people came in from Atlantis in glass chariots and glass boats and everything. It's absolutely amazing. And then you have all of the great mystics of the Druids and the High Kings of Ireland. You have the kings of Ireland marrying the Pharaoh's daughter, the most famous of that being Scotia. And Scotia is the lady who populated Scotland from Ireland, and that's where the term Scots-Irish come from, because there were people taken from Ireland that were taken over to Scotland to populate Scotland, and Scotia, who was the daughter of the Pharaoh, did all of that. She was very, very famous. And
Wow.
so we have all of that there. And then we have all the great Celtic monasteries. We have all the different things that the Druids did with all the Druid initiations. And you have place names. And the anything that starts with kill was an ancient Druid site. If it started with Bally, it was a ceremonial site. And so these sites that are like Kildare means Church of the Oak, and that's where St. Brigid was. And she, of course, is the famous goddess saint of Ireland now. And this is only her second year of being known as the goddess saint of Ireland. They have now created a holiday on the 1st of February every year now is St. Bridget's Day, is a national holiday in Ireland. It started 2 years ago, and this was the second year of it. So St. Bridget is amazingly famous, and not only is she famous in Ireland, anybody who's been to Glastonbury, she's the patron saint of Glastonbury. And if you go up to the hill, the Tor, she's up there on the top of the Tor. There's St. Bridget. And there's one of her milking a cow, and the other is the scales of justice. So St. Bridget is so famous in Ireland, and we will be visiting her cathedral and where she had a fire temple. And the fire temple burned. It was Cromwell. St. Bridget died, and the various popes from about the 12th century on, when the Celtic Church was got rid of in Ireland, tried to put the fire out, and the nuns wouldn't put the fire out. It was eventually Cromwell put the fire out. And she always had 12 nuns plus herself. And so there was always somebody to take care of the fire every night. And then tradition has it that after Brigid died, there was only 12 firekeepers. So on the 13th night, they would stack it up and say, Bridget, it is yours tonight. And off they would go to bed, and they'd get up in the morning and the fire temple would be there, burning away.
Wow.
And so there's all sorts of amazing stories about uh, all of that, and all about the Druid initiations and about the High Kings of Ireland. And we will be visiting Tara, which was the home of the High Kings and the home of the Druids, and all sorts of different things. There was in the 11th century, it is said that a priest had a big argument with the last kind of headed Druid, and he cursed the Druid and he cursed Tara, and he said that you know I am blocking the energy line that runs through Tara. And so when I started doing these tours back in 2002, a lady said to me one night, Finbarr, we should go and do a ceremony at Tara at sunset. And so I said, oh, okay. And so off we go, 10 o'clock. We head off over to Tara, which is about 10 miles away from where we were staying. And we're walking up the ceremonial entrance. And the crows, there's a big rookery there, and the crows started to make a lot of noise. And that's very unusual because they're supposed to be going to sleep at this stage. And we go up, and we're up at the Stone of Destiny. And they said, oh, we should do a big ceremony, but maybe we should do a universal communion. I said, okay, we'll do a universal communion. Immediately we started doing the universal communion. The crows went absolutely crazy. My crown chakra, I thought, was going to explode. It was absolute, the energy that was flowing there. And we did this universal communion, which is really asking us to remember who we are and to remember, all of the different things about ourselves in the world, in the universe. And then we finish it, and we're walking back out the ceremonial entrance, and we have thousands of crows at both sides of us walking us out. And when we get down to the end of the ceremonial entrance, the crows all go back to the rookery because now we're going out onto the road, except for seven crows. And seven crows stay with us. And then three crows go off to the left and four crows go off to the right. And seven, of course, is the number of the divine feminine.
Mhm.
And so we had all of this happening. And all the crows went back into the rookery. And when we stood out on the road, they all went quiet.
Hmm.
And I think my firm belief is because Tara changed after that. I believe that that night when we did that ceremony, we opened up the ley line again. And
Wow.
there is a ley line that runs from Lake Titicaca through Tara over to the Great Pyramid at Giza.
Mm.
And at the solstices and the equinoxes, I do a threefold golden flame meditation. And Tara is the heart chakra. Then you have the Great Pyramid at Giza being the wisdom, and you have Lake Titicaca being illumination. So we have a love, wisdom, and illumination meditation. It's amazing meditation. And the energy that flows out of Tara is absolutely fantastic. So
Wow.
that's just some of the things that we're going to be meeting. And then, of course, every day at the end of all that, Joni, we're going to have you and Shri doing a couple of hour presentation. It like will be an intensive, a
Hmm.
great intensive experiment as we go along.
Exactly. So I wanted to go to a place that had this mysticism, this energy to sort of like entice all the learning and knowledge that we're going to be sharing on this tour. And I happen to love people, so it's so much fun for me to get together and get to meet everyone that is so interested in astrology, uniting this marriage of one of the most beautiful places on earth, the energy, and learning Vedic astrology. Now, for those of you that want to bring your partners and they're not into astrology, don't worry. They can go off and have fun while we're having our classes. And yeah, so I expect people to bring their partners because this is a mystical journey, a tour, and it's a fun vacation. And there's nothing more fun to me than learning and teaching. So that's going to be part of this whole process. I'm so excited that we're doing this. This is a first time opportunity. And one thing we do want you to know is that we only have limited availability because of the buses and things like that. So how many when is it going to be cut off? How many people are going to be on this?
We can take 51 people to be precise.
51
Yeah.
people. So guys, you better get going with this. If you intend to come, time is running short. So it is June 22nd through July 1st. And I expect the island to be so green by that time. I think it's a perfect time for us to be there. Another thing I want to say is I love Irish music. It's one of my favorites. I can't wait to just be immersed in a lot of the music and, all of the symbology and everything that I know Ireland is so rich and full of. Yeah.
Well, we have one night where we have a total Irish night where we go and have dinner, Irish music, Irish dancing. All of that happens one night while we're on our journey.
That is so
And
exciting. I
yeah,
love
and
that.
the other thing I'd like to mention is that Ireland has a Virgo soul and a Piscean personality.
Wow. I
So
can
you
see
have
that.
all this beautiful energy, and anybody who knows Alice Bailey and Edgar Casey and all of those people who have predicted many things, and they say that the new consciousness of the Aquarian age is going to flow out of Ireland because it has a pure energy. And don't forget, Ireland was never conquered by the Romans, and during the Dark Ages, all of the Celtic monasteries like Glendalough, where we're going to visit, kept classical Latin and Greek alive. And after the Dark Ages, the monks from these monasteries went out and taught classical Latin and Greek. And there's a book, if anybody wants to read about it, and it's about how Ireland saved civilization or how the Irish saved civilization. I can't remember which is the name of the book,
Yeah.
but it's about Ireland saving civilization and classical Latin and Greek and everything. Amazing book.
And somehow Ireland is connected to Vedic astrology. Um, two or three of my teachers were Irish. So I don't know why that is, but it's somehow connected. Do you know why that
Wow.
is?
No, I do
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, but I'm
Well,
telling
the
you,
Druids were very much into everything because they used an equal arm cross
yes.
for astrology, for astronomy, for navigation. They used it for rituals.
Right.
And so to Caesar put the arm on the leg on the cross for punishment. The Druids used it for astronomy and astrology and everything. And that's why they had the circle in it because they could move it
I,
around and
I
connect
see.
it to the planets. And they knew then they could navigate where they were going.
Wow, it's like they were holding almost like a magnifying glass up to the sky with that
Yeah,
symbol.
and you know those various people use, and they move the little handle around in the circle to point them in different directions. And how they did that, how the Druids did that, I have no idea.
That's
But they
amazing.
did use the equal arm cross with the circle on it to guide them.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
with I'm sure people are wondering where we're going and what this tour looks like. Let me show everybody. Let me share my screen, and we are going to look at your website. And here it is. This is your website, which is sacredmysticaljourneys.com. And up comes this beautiful trip, Celtic Joytish Journey, a sacred pilgrimage through Ireland. This is what we're going to be doing. And it's going to be Finbarr is going to educate us of all the beautiful things and the spiritual places and what the energy is about there, while Shri and I are going to be teaching Vedic astrology. Every day we're going to have a 2 hour class. So here we go. It is like an intensive, a Vedic intensive, along with a mystical journey and vacation. So here it is. This is what it's about. And you're going to find that down below, I want to come to our itinerary.
Yeah,
So you want to explain this itinerary a little bit, where we're
yeah, you
going
got
and
it.
what
Hit on
it's all
this.
about?
I got it on the blue one. You hit on this blue, Joni? Can you
Do
hit
what?
here? Hit on the blue on the arrow here in the blue.
Okay. I don't see an arrow in the blue, but okay.
Okay, back up here. See where my cursor is? Can you see my cursor? Just below book now.
Okay. No, you want me
Yeah.
to click on
No,
book
no,
now?
hit on the on this blue arrow here. See this
This
arrow?
one?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right, got it.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Now, and this is our first day. You will arrive, and we're going to start at 12:30 with a lunch. And then after lunch, Joni is going to give you a 2 hour presentation. And this is going to be your introduction to everything. We start off with a beautiful lunch so that you can come and enjoy yourself. Some people will come in there too early, maybe. More people will just come in that morning. That's why we have the lunch at 12:30. And then Joni will give her talk, and then after the talk and everything else, at about 7 o'clock, we will go out and have a beautiful dinner in a local restaurant.
Oh,
And so the day one, we're just easing ourselves in, and Joni is going to tell you everything about what she's going to be doing, which, and that's day one. And then we go to day two. Okay. And day two, then we're going to visit Christchurch Cathedral, which is an ancient, it's over 1,000 years old, this cathedral. We're going to visit that. And it's an amazing place. It has amazing acoustics. It is just a magical place and one of the oldest churches in Dublin. It's the oldest cathedral in Dublin. And then after that, we're going to go to Trinity College and we are going to view the Book of Kells, which is an ancient Irish manuscript, and it's from the 8th century. And some people believe that the Book of Kells was started on the Isle of Iona in Scotland and finished at Kells in Ireland because the Vikings started to raid on the Isle of Iona, and they said that the book was brought across, but nobody really knows. And then later on then we have the class with Joni. We'll have the teaching session, and then at 7 o'clock, we are going to go to the Merry Ploughboy, and there we're going to have a beautiful evening of song and dance and Irish music, everything, and dinner, a lovely dinner.
love
And
it.
we're going to have that.
Yeah.
That is day two. And then day three,
Yeah.
we go to the Boyne Valley and we go to um, Newgrange. And Newgrange is one of the oldest temples. This is Newgrange. It's one of the oldest temples in the world, and you can see the window box. And at winter solstice, at sunrise, the sun goes in through that window box and lights up the whole tomb inside it. It is the only way the tomb can be lit. There's the window box, and And you go into it. We go in there. We have a private session where we can go in there. And the sun in the ancient times, whoever the initiate was sitting in the center. It's a crucible form inside, and there was whoever was getting this great initiation, he would sit, and it is said that the sun would hit his third eye, and he would have his initiation. It is a temple. It is a goddess temple. It is a temple of Isis. If you look over the door, you can't see it here, but there are 8 X's, which tells you it is a goddess temple. And it's all about rebirth and renewal. They'll tell you, it's like the local guides there will tell you, that work for the government will tell you that it is a burial tomb. It was never a burial tomb. It's a goddess temple. And it is connected. The ley line that I was telling you about runs right through this,
Okay.
and it goes over from Ireland. It goes through Stonehenge, and then all the ways down through France, Italy, Greece, and finally ends up at the Great Pyramid at Giza. And the other one that goes to Lake Titicaca goes out through the west of Ireland, all coming through here because this is a major temple. And this is over 5,000. This is over 5,000 BC. This is an ancient, ancient temple.
Wow. That
And
over.
it is perfect inside in it. There's some graffiti in that where people got in before it was preserved and everything else. But it is said that there is 250,000 tons of earth on top of that. And
Crazy.
it's beautifully dry. It's never had any water in it. Beautifully dry, an
Amazing.
amazing place.
Okay.
And
All right.
then they have a beautiful place there for us to have lunch and everything else. And after that, in the afternoon at about 5 o'clock, we'll be back at our hotel, and Joni will be doing her presentation then again. So
All right.
that's what's going to happen there. And then the next day, now this is Tara, and this is the Stone of Destiny that I was talking about earlier on. And the Stone of Destiny is a stone that the High King had to go through and drive a chariot right by it to be crowned the king. And then the stone would make a noise, and the goddess Maeve, the High Queen of Ireland, the spiritual goddess of Ireland, would bless the High King. And if the stone didn't make the noise, that he didn't become High King,
Mm,
because it was all about the whole perception of that this would happen and he could drive his horse and do all of this through his chariot and it would make the noise.
cool.
And this is where I told you, this is where I was when I had that experience with the crows.
Okay.
And this is an amazing place. They have a lovely movie here as well. They have a visitor center. We will see the movie, and they have a temple of the Vestal Virgins here, and we will go visit the temple of the Vestal Virgins as well, and we'll see something wonderful will always happen when we're at Tara.
Oh,
It is
cool.
just a magical place to be. And then we go and we will then travel to a different hotel and we will have
Is
a
that day
new
5?
experience that night. And then we come to the most magical place in Ireland, Glendalough. See here, this is the only monastery that is left like this in Ireland. And it has 27 stones in the arch. 13 stones at each side of the Godhead. And if you add up 13, it's four. I reduce it down, it's four. It's foundation and foundation of the masculine and the feminine. Because this monastery is all about the perfect balance of the masculine and the feminine. And the whole thing was that you walk up your 7 steps, you go through the first arch, you stop, you let go of the trappings of the outer world and you go into the inner world to do your inner work. And this is what this monastery is all about. And no matter where we go within the monastery, we will have numbers of stones in windows, doors, and everything else that will show us the perfect balance of everything that's there. And there's a lot of high kings, there's a lot of beautiful, amazing people buried here.
Wow.
And this is the monastery of St. Kevin. And there's a road called the Green Road, and we walk down the Green Road. And St. Kevin, it is said that he was standing in the lake one day and he had his arms outstretched, and a blackbird came and laid an egg on it. And he stayed standing in the lake until the egg was hatched out.
Wow.
And there's all sorts of stories. It also said there's two lakes, and it is said that he came to peace with his dragon, the dragon within himself in the lower lake, and he took the peaceful dragon with him then up to the upper lake. There's all sorts of stories and everything here. Very mystical, very magical.
I
And
love it.
this was a university way back in the sixth, fifth, and sixth century. This was a university,
Okay.
and they were sending people out all over the world. It had thousands of people backing up with tinsmiths and bookbinders, everything. It was like a huge, huge, huge thing. It is the most, I love this place.
Yeah,
This opens up my heart. There's a like Tara and here, but every place opens up my heart. But this is a very special
okay.
because it has that perfect balance that it brings out within you.
Love it.
And
Okay.
then the next day, we go to visit St. Brigid, and this is her cathedral, and this is where the fire temple is still to this day. And she has a holy well, and we go down to the holy well, and we experience everything to do with Bridget and the temple and the fire temple, everything. And as I said, now she is the female um, goddess of Ireland now, recognized for the last 2 years. People had been canvassing and trying to get it done for the last 50 years, and it finally got done. And then we leave from there and we go to Killarney and the beautiful lakes of Killarney and everything. And there's Mocker's house, and it has 365 windows, and it has 52 chimneys. So we'll go visit that. This that you're just looking at is the Abbey. This is the Abbey. We're going to visit the Abbey. And the abbey was built around the yew tree because the yew tree was sacred to the Druids, but it was the Franciscans built this abbey. And there is a legend attached to this tree, which is over 1,000 years old. And it says that if anybody damages this tree, they will be dead within 12 months. And that has happened, I understand.
Wow.
And so this is you can go in there and you can touch this tree. It's very mystical, it's very magical. You can feel all of the different energies. We're staying in a beautiful hotel, magnificent dinners. Everywhere we go, our hotels are magnificent and we have beautiful dinners, very good food. Everything is 4 or 5 star hotels. We are
Wow.
just staying in the best of places.
Love it.
And then after that, we go to a place called Kenmare, and this is a goddess circle um, associated with May Day. And so that's where they did the big May Day festival. And it is a magical place almost in the center of a town called Kenmare. And Kenmare is one of those ancient villages. Like I grew up about 40 miles away from Kenmare, and Kenmare today hasn't changed that much.
Hmm.
Now on the outskirts where they built all the new houses and everything, but the town itself almost looks like it did 50 years ago. It's a, and it has this beautiful energy, and I mean, it's a great tourist town, and all around it is, it's sheep farming. It's mainly sheep country. There's some cattle, but mainly sheep, and it's a magical town with beautiful cafes and everything in it. And then we go to Glengariff. Now, Glengariff, if you want to buy iron sweaters, anything to do with sweaters or good gifts or anything, Glengariff is a magical place to buy all of that.
Yeah.
And it is prices there that you won't get anywhere else in Ireland. I always tell people, buy your gifts in Glengariff. This is the place. But if you see something along the way that you want to buy it because there's no guarantee that it's going to be in Glengariff. And
Yeah.
so if you see something that turns your heart on, you want to buy it. But all of these places have amazing energy and they open up and you can feel different things. You know, at the stone circle here, I've had so many women have so many emotional things, even my men as well. But it's all this because it has all this beautiful energy. And when we play music at it, the stones like they come alive, and there's a fairy tree here as well that you can add yourself add a little something to the fairy tree,
Ah.
and
So will we
it's
see any fairies or leprechauns?
well the thing is we'll see some fairies that now and we have seen leprechauns at down at Glendalough when we walk along the Green Road. I have some photographs
That is so
of them.
cool.
I'll have to dig them out and show. But it's amazing. I didn't take the photographs. A very psychic lady from Minneapolis actually took the photograph. She just called it in and took the photograph. It's absolutely beautiful.
That's great. All
And
right.
so every place you go, there's magic everywhere in Ireland as you move along and touch all the different sites.
Love
And
it.
that's Garnish Island there that you're looking at. That is a tropical island with all sorts of different trees on it. And this is where the Gulf Stream hits Ireland. That little island is the first place that, and when the Gulf Stream comes in from America, that's where
Hmm.
it hit. That's the first place.
Okay. And
Mm.
this is
And
where we're
so,
gonna listen to
yeah.
the Irish music too, right?
Oh yeah, there's Irish music. This and we'll be staying here overnight, and this has all sorts of pubs in it. About three or four pubs that have music every night. So
Love
you'll
it.
be able to go out and touch up with the after a lovely dinner. You can go out and ramble around the town,
Okay.
and then the next day we go to Blarney Castle. And Blarney Castle, this is the witch's cave. And she has, that you're just looking at here, Blarney Castle.
That's beautiful.
And there's a garden here, second to none. It's an ancient Celtic garden with all sorts of stone circles, everything in it. It's Blarney Castle is a magical place. If you want to go up and um, kiss the Blarney Stone, you can, but the only thing about lining up to go kiss the Blarney Stone, it's about a 2 hour waiting list because you're in a long line as you climb up all those steps to kiss it. But we will have the time to do it. And we have the wishing well steps. We have an ancient all these ancient stones and that we have there. You have all of this is called the rock close, and you walk through all these gardens and everything, and you have all this fairy stuff that's there. And you can, and so that is magical. And then, you know, you have Blarney Woolen Mills, which is the great shopping place. That's will be our last stop before we head back for Dublin for our farewell dinner. And then everybody flies out the following morning. The price, of course, is 6,999 per person. And then if you want a single room that you're just in a room on your own, it is 8,594. And because, as you all know now, you know, hotels charge it by the room. They don't care whether there's one, two, or three people in the room. And so, for a single room, it's 8,594. And then a double, for a double or a twin, you know, if you have a friend that you're traveling with, if you have a husband that you're traveling with, then you might want a double bed. And so, you know, some married couples have twin beds. They want to sleep in separate beds. And so that is good. You just hit on that. And if you book before March the 1st, there is a $350 per person discount.
Okay. All right. So that covers the whole trip,
That
guys.
covers the
So
whole trip. Yeah.
I I'm excited. I can't wait for this trip. So let's go back to just you and I and How did I turn this off?
You have to
I don't
go
want
to
to
the
share.
share, I
Stop
think, up
share.
to the,
Got it.
yeah. Yeah.
All right. So this was something to entice everyone with our exciting tour, and it's going to be filling up really quick because we only have limited space. But I want everyone to remember that Shri and I are going to be teaching every day intensives. So this is you get double with this. You get a vacation plus you get a live conference with Shri and I teaching new material that we have been doing extensive research on. I am so excited to share this material for the first time with everyone. So this is the tour of a lifetime. What are you waiting for? I want to meet you. I want to meet everyone out there. Come join us on this mystical journey of sharing and learning knowledge and getting the vibration, the frequency of this magical, mystical island, which I have I have really never been. I can't wait for this. So this is a new place for me and it's exciting. And we couldn't have a better tour guide than Finbarr Ross, who knows every inch of this island like the back of his hand. So everyone, this is it. Come join us, and we'll put the link down below so you can immediately click on it and come look at the website that we just showed you and sign up and join us. So, thank you everyone for listening. Anything you want to add to this, Finbar, before we close?
Well, just as you were talking there, it came to my mind. Here we have this magical country with its Virgo soul and the goddess soul. And here you are going to birth this new astrology that you've been, it's going to be a birthing
Yeah.
of this new astrology that you and Sri are working on.
Oh, and I forgot to say this. We planned the dates astrologically, Shri and I. We picked the best day to start this mystical journey. And we know it's going to be amazing because the astrology chart for this trip is totally amazing. I mean, we have all three benefics. We've got the Saraswati yoga, we've got all the benefics are together, and we even have an Adi yoga going on. So I don't know who knows all that, but
And we have summer solstice. We're in
yes,
the energy
of
of summer
course.
solstice.
And it's the
Yeah,
22nd, a mystical
yeah,
number, 22. So,
yeah.
guys, this is it. We are going to have a blast. I cannot wait to join everyone on this trip. And thank you, Finbar, for doing this. By the way,
Thank
Finbar
you,
has
Joni.
other tours. He is a master. He's been doing this for how long? When did you start doing mystical tours?
2002. I
Yeah.
started in
I mean,
2002.
he's a master at this. He's been doing this a long time. So he's got us well taken care of. And go to his site. He has other tours coming up. And hopefully we can plan many more in the future. So, yeah, so I
Oh,
can't
I
wait
think
for
we're
this.
going to be doing one of these every year, Joni.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I can't
We go
wait.
to
Yeah,
different places like France and India and
you
all
got
other
it.
places.
We
Yeah.
got to do it all.
Greece. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So everyone, come join us. This is going to be a trip of a lifetime. I can't wait to see everyone there. And once again, thank you for doing this with us, Finbar. Uh,
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you so much.